Hello everybody, it's Dave Breithauer for Poppystamps today. I hope everyone is well. Today I'm going to share with you the oval fold frame. I've had lots of questions and emails about this particular die, and I wanted to show you all the possibilities that are available when using it. So let's get started. I love the look of an oval window on a card, and I wanted to create a design that you could make an oval window and make it so that it was very versatile. So I created the oval fold frame. It comes with a center oval, which is slightly smaller than the window of the oval fold. And then this background, this base, the oval fold frame, it's got a score line on the side and the middle, and I'll show you later how that all works. Basically, when you send this through, there's a fold on the side. That's going to be used to attach it to the card. And then in the center, you can fold it as well. You don't have to, but I'll show you the different variations as we go on throughout the video. Now, there are some accessory designs that I created as well. This is the tall curved background. It's going to go behind the scallop tall curved border, this lacy design with all the little details on the side. Also the picket tall curved border and the Adriana tall curved border. Those are going to fit on this background piece. I've got it so it lines up perfectly. You'll be able to put that on top in different colors and variations. The same is true for the picket tall curved border. The perimeters line up perfectly so you can mix and match. Put a contrasting color on top of the background or something similar if you want a tone-on-tone effect. And I even created the Adriana tall curved border to fit on that background as well. We'll show several variations throughout the video so you can get some ideas. Now the tall curved background also fits on the oval fold frame, leaving about a 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch perimeter, and you can see how you can really stack these up and get a very complex layer design depending on how many layers you want to put on there. The collection is created to work on an A2 size card. So I have a A2 size rectangle here. I'm going to put a little bit of double stick tape, something nice and strong, along the long edge of one of the sides of this rectangle. You remove that, and this is going to be the base card or the back side of your card. And I want to show you how it works with the oval fold frame. That long edge with the long score line, you're just going to fold that over and attach it to the back side of that rectangle. And there's your card. Now from there you can do lots of different things. This is a basic design, just open and close. But that back side does need to be covered if that's something that bothers you. That bothers me a little bit. So I just cut out a similar color, same size, glue it on top, and that little flap will be hidden and look more finished. But let's go on to talk about a few of the other ways that you can use this. If you go ahead and use the score marks on the front of that card, you see you can fold that back and just have sort of a half oval on the front of the card, which can be stuck down or remain loose. And you see that that center oval will fit inside there as well. Now here I've chosen a couple different colors of cardstock so you could easily see where the folds are and where the background is. You could do a tone-on-tone sort of look as well. Now here's another idea. What if you wanted to do a gatefold? Well, all you have to do is put some double stick tape on the back on the other side of that rectangle. Make sure it's a good strong adhesive. You want the flaps to be nice and secure when you do this. And we're just going to put another one of those oval fold frames on the back there. Same idea as the first time. It doesn't matter how you stick it on there. You just want to get the edges sort of lined up. But get that stuck under there, fold that flap down, and then when you turn it around, you have an oval frame on both sides of the card, which you can use to overlap and have two ovals, or you can go ahead and fold each of those back and you'll get sort of a gatefold oval, which is kind of a complicated thing to cut out normally, but the way that this works makes it super easy for you and versatile. And again, that center oval, which you could put a sentiment on or a little scene, fits perfectly in the middle of those two sides. So that's the basics of how to work with this die. And we're going to go ahead and do a few variations on this so you can see how interesting you can get with the different layers and folds and all the different designs that you can create. So first off, I thought I'd show you something called a single fold. This is probably one of the simpler ideas. I'm using the old-fashioned signpost from Memory Box and the poetic lowercase alphabet set from Poppystamps. I've cut out a bunch of letters here, made a birthday card for my daughter, and I'm just using a little bit of glossy accents to put all of these letters in just the right spot. I have a tiny little puddle of glossy accents, and I'm using a paper clip to apply a little bit of it to the back of each letter. You can use a pickup tool and probably something more sophisticated, but this is working for me today. So I'm going to spell out my sentiment, Happy Birthday Emma, and that's going to go on to the old-fashioned signpost. We're going to do a very simple fold with the oval fold frame on this one, and I wanted an element that would hang across the center of this fold, and I chose something sort of tall, the old-fashioned signpost, so that it could be attached at the top and the bottom. Now to complete this sentiment on the old-fashioned signpost, I'm just putting a few little dots of the glossy accents on the bottom of those little sign holders. I'm going to carefully put that happy sign right on top there. You don't need a lot of these glossy accents, just a little bit. You can use whatever adhesive works for you, but something that needs to be kind of strong. And I'm putting it on top of that oval fold. I put a little background on there just to add a little bit of color, a couple little leaves at the bottom. Using the oval fold in this way allows you to suspend a stationary object and just sort of hover right in the middle of the card. So playing on this same idea again, I put the scallop tall curve border on top of the tall curve background, and I'm putting some foam mounting tape on the back to adhere it to the oval fold frame. The oval fold frame is just folded back so that it's just going to fill up half of the card, and I'm using some foam mounting tape to make it get a little bit of dimension there. Now this idea is going to give you an asymmetric card. It's going to be curved on one side with lots of these layers. Again, you can use any of those layers. They all work together, whether it's the picket tall curve or the scallop tall curve or even the Adriana tall curve. Those layer up and you'll just be decorating one side, and then you can use dies from your collection to fill in the other side. Go ahead and adhere this to a matching rectangle and you can see how cool this is. I stamped a sentiment from the Friendship and Kindness stamp set from Poppystamps, and then added some orchard leaves and garden leaves from different die sets in the Poppystamps collection as well. I'll be sure and list all of the supplies I used in the video below. Okay, now on to another idea. So let's say you're not going to fold the oval frame in half, you're just going to keep it flat. So I've gone ahead and cut out the picket tall curve border in a purple glitter paper from the Twinkling Jewel Memory Box pack, and I've put that on a tall curve background base of black cardstock, so it's purple glitter on top of black, and I'm mounting this onto an oval fold frame that I cut out in gray, just sort of a tone on tone, and then it didn't look Las Vegas enough, so I decided to use some glitter. I'm going to use black for my base, so I put that double stick adhesive along the side there, and that's going to be the rectangle that we're going to put the oval fold frame on. Now notice I haven't folded anything in the middle. I'm just folding that side strip on the side. I'm going to go ahead and fit that onto the back. Just slip my little black rectangle right up into the groove there and then push it down. You want to make sure that that double stick tape is pretty close to the edge of that back rectangle. That'll keep it nice and secure. Now you could finish it off by stamping a sentiment in the middle of the oval, but I decided to make a little scene with some butterflies. I stamped out one of the images from the Birch Press Design Lovely Butterflies stamp set, and it has a matching set of dies to go with it. Notice that I kept all of the dies intact. You can cut them apart, but I have a tendency to lose things, so I left them all together, and I just cut out what I need as I go. So this cuts out the butterfly. I'm going to do another one, and then I've just decided to make a little scene out of the middle. I'll pop those in there, and then I'll stamp a sentiment out of that Lovely Butterflies stamp set, and your oval card frame, nice and flat, is complete. Now that one was easy, so let's go ahead and get into the gatefold option with the oval fold frame. This is a little bit more complicated and affords you lots of different possibilities when you want to go and really decorate and make a really interesting card for someone really special. I've cut out a bunch of different shapes using the orchard leaves and the garden leaves and berries from Poppystamps, and I'm using them here to create sort of a bouquet in the background. I've sponged the center oval with some ink, just some Distress Oxide ink, and I'm just kind of making a pattern where things kind of burst out from the middle. And this will make a really beautiful backdrop for a sentiment that I embossed on purple cardstock from the Greetings Basics set. And I used the Caldwell label dies to create that interesting shape that I put the sentiment on. Now you're going to be putting double stick tape on both sides of your base card, right along the edge there, just like we've been doing all along. And I've decorated 2 oval fold frames. I've put Adriana tall curve border on the sides of each of them, and I'm just going to fold this and tuck it under. Now this just needs to be folded. You just need to kind of use your fingers to kind of get everything in place and tucked under. You can secure this if you want them to stay nice and flat, but I felt that I didn't really need to. They kind of stay tucked under no matter what, unless you really try to pull the card apart. And you can see that we've already assembled the left side of our gatefold. Now we repeat that same action with the other side. I've got the Adriana tall curve border decorating the edge that's going to be adhered to the side, and I've used my double stick tape to hold that in place. You just want to make sure that the sides of the rectangle match up, and then tuck that under and just check that fold. They'll meet in the middle and create a nice oval gatefold that's ready to go. Couldn't be easier. That is so cool. And it's ready to receive whatever decoration you want to put in the middle. I hope you can see all the different possibilities there are with this oval fold frame. There's lots of really interesting, unique ways to use it. A single fold, a double fold. You can create a flat card, you can create a gatefold. There's so many things that you can do with this. I really love it, and it's become something that I use almost every day. And you can see here I even used tall curved background layers inside the card to create yet another layer of frame. It's so fun. Okay guys, one last idea here, though I hope that you're getting lots of ideas just by watching this. I've cut out a couple butterflies from the lovely butterfly stamp set from Birch Design. This is the same one, so that when you cut it out, the back matches the front. I'm going to do a single fold using the oval fold frame. That's going to mount onto the card just like that. I'm going to open it back up, and I'm going to use some thread to create a little spinner card. So I just have some gold thread here. You can use whatever thread you want. I would recommend thread though, something kind of thin, because you don't want anything too bulky. And I'm just going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold the top and bottom here. You want to put that right in the valley of the fold. So get it stretched nice and taut, get that secure. Washi tape will hold pretty well. If you really want it to hold up, maybe some strong double stick tape would be a good idea. And then just trim the top and bottom. Make sure that is nice and tight. It might sag after a while, after one's been playing with it for a little bit. So just make sure it's secured and nice and tight. I'm going to slip one of those butterflies behind the thread. Want to get that lined up right in the middle of the thread and put some foam mounting tape on there. You can use double stick tape again, doesn't matter. Just make sure it's nice and secure. And then line up the matching butterfly on top, and everything's stuck together. It's kind of sandwiched in the middle there, and you can see it makes a nice little spinner when you fold that back. This is a way you can use the oval fold frame to make an interactive design. And look through your collection on what sort of things you can hang in there. A leaf, a fairy, a flower, you can do all sorts of stuff. Now fold that back and make sure it's secured, flap down, nice and tight, so that when you mount it on the card, all that inner part is hidden. You can't see the foam mounting tape or the washi tape or the thread. This folds nice and flat to go into a regular A2 size envelope, and then when your friend gets it, they can put it out on their desk and it stands up, and that little butterfly just hangs suspended right in the middle of the air there, and they can spin it all they want. Okay, I hope that you've got your creative juices flowing with the oval fold frame. Thanks for stopping by, and until next time, be well.